Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten 774 here, bringing you the next part in our walkthrough for Nancy Drew, Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. We're just exploring the sleeping car here. What's this? A Tale of Two Dolls. Ill-tempered Edna could not get her way. She couldn't get Alice to come out and play. I can't, I'm too tired, is what Alice said. I just want to go straight back to bed. Edna angrily tried to make herself heard, but all that came out was one two-part word. Why, I'm not your mother, yawning Alice replied, till Edna the Terrible finally gave up and cried. Interesting. So we're seeing kind of these names all over the place. Probably a good thing to keep an eye on. Maybe write down in your handy-dandy detective notebook if you have one, which I highly recommend. What's this?
I need 4 numbers to unlock this, and there's, 10,000 possible combinations? Guessing could take me a while.
Come on, Nancy, where's your sense of adventure? You can sit here for hours and test out combinations. Totally kidding, that would be very unproductive. Okay, this is a cool looking car. What's in here? Looks like John Gray is in here. Let's talk to him.
Hi, you're that Nancy person. How you doing? John Gray.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I've seen your TV show.
Then I don't have to explain what I'm doing.
Oh, heck no. Why, you're measuring the who's-whatsism with your trusty gizmometrometer thing.
Right now I'm taking time-lapse electromagnetic readings and recording background noise. This was Camille's private car. If she had something to do with Laurie's disappearance, analyzing these readings may give me a clue as to Laurie's whereabouts.
Are you saying that Camille's ghost kidnapped Laurie?
What to most people are ghosts are actually temporary distortions in local electromagnetic fields caused by the presence of residual psychic energy generated by the person or persons who frequented that particular locale. That's my working theory, at least.
That's very interesting.
It's all very scientific. But the fact is, Laurie's missing, and I, for one, am doing everything in my power to find her. The vibes I'm getting make me think she could be in serious trouble.
You don't think Tino Balducci will be able to track her down?
I doubt it. In fact, I kind of feel sorry for the guy. After catching those bank robbers, he can't just be a good cop anymore. He's got to be a great cop. Tough to perform under that kind of pressure.
What's your opinion of Charlene Purcell?
Charlene Purcell writes romance novels. End of comment.
Ouch.
Is Laurie a friend of yours?
First time I met her was when I boarded this train with all the rest of you. I knew her by reputation, of course, like everyone else who reads the tabloids. It doesn't appear that anyone aboard this train is her friend.
Maybe she planned it that way.
You mean so we'd concentrate all our efforts on finding Jake Hurley? Possible, although she really doesn't strike me as being the planning type.
Good point.
Well, I'll catch you later.
Take care.
Oh, he's doing some fancy stuff with his gizmometrometer thing, like Nancy said.
This looks like some sort of game.
Yes, it does. Can we play it? Oh.
Darn.
Well, we can play it, but that's not how you're supposed to play it. I think you gotta make him jump right in the middle. Requires a lot of focus.
I did it!
Ooh. Genuinely could not
Wonder
talk
what's
and
in
try to do
here.
that. What is in here? Oh, it's the sheet music for the song that was playing, Camptown Races, in the notes on the bottom. Interesting. Very interesting. What's this? 7? A piece of metal
The Little Book of Samplers.
by Bernice Adelmeyer. Surely there is no greater joy for the 19th century woman, young or old, than to bring a piece of linen to life with needlepoint, requiring only needle, thread, care, and imagination. The word sampler comes from the Latin word exemplum, which means example, that which serves as a model. The best samplers not only allow their creators to recall what particular embroidery stitches look like when executed properly, but also demonstrate to the world their mastery of an important womanly skill, Indeed, many a gentleman's head has been turned, and many a marriage fortified by a well-crafted sampler. Oh, has it? I hadn't heard of that before. It is acceptable in these modern times for samplers to take many forms. One classic is the long and narrow band sampler, which features bands of flowery border, designs, as well as rows of numbers and the alphabet. Another classic is the spot sampler, a delightful display of randomly placed images or motifs. Most motifs are naturalistic objects that have specific meanings in the language of samplers. Here is a list of common motifs and their meanings. So a bunch of symbolism. Duck, eagle, square. See, these are all things that we've seen before around this train, so probably important to keep an eye out for. Nowadays, most samplers are colorful variations on the two classic styles and are largely decorative in nature. Houses, schools, and churches take center stage in some, in others, mottos, verses, and important dates are featured. There is an alarming trend among some sampler makers to use only one stitch, the simple and rather plain cross-stitch. It behooves these women to remember that nothing catches the eye like variety, nor holds the heart like a multi-talented seamstress. Interesting. It's got some equipment.
Sickly Sarah caught a germ so new, it made one of her pretty green eyes turn blue.
Okay, so there's another name, Sickly Sarah, with heterochromia, it sounds like. There's a box on this chair.
Teddy Eberhardt.
Teddy Eberhardt, with a plaid box. Another name. Piano. Oh, we have sheet music. Let's try it. Countdown races, sing this. Ooh, oops.
Don't do that, please! Those microphones I set up over there are very sensitive. Just about took out my eardrums. You can play that thing when I'm done. I'll let you know when that is, all right?
Okay.
Sorry. My bad. What's over here? Puzzle
It's
box?
locked.
Well, it's a puzzle box, Nancy. You can open that. I want to do it now.
Thomasina O'Neill.
Thomasina O'Neill. That looks like a lock of hair. It's kind of weird.
Looks like Camille was teaching herself how to play the piano.
It's a fun thing to be able to play.
Looks like some kind of sewing sampler. I wonder if there's a relationship between those symbols and those numbers.
So like the duck that we saw before is equal to 1, and the square is equal to 4. 5, perhaps? Eagle is 2. Interesting. Owl plus cherry? 17. On one of the train cars. And then there's Awful Ursula hanging out, which is another
I wonder
name.
what's under here, and what the deal is with those weird-looking bolts. I need something that will turn the bolts.
Can we just find a screwdriver or something? Oh, hello.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's me.
Hi, Bess.
And me.
Hey, George, what's up?
What's up? You're the one who's on the train with a bunch of famous people. You tell us. This is torture, Nancy. I'm dying of curiosity here. Bess, just calm down. Oh, like you're not just as curious as I am. She's the one who insisted we call you Nancy. Only because you're driving me crazy. I'm supposed to be helping her paint her room, but every other brushstroke she's like, where do you think she is now? How do you think the Hardy Boys are doing? Why do you think she hasn't called? What do you think Laurie Gerard is wearing? Oh, George, that is so not true. I could care less what Laurie Gerard is wearing. So come on, Nancy. You're on a train full of famous people bound for who knows where. So dish already, would ya? Bess, calm down. Look what you did. You got paint in my hair. I'm sorry. You know, actually, that looks kind of cool. Nice try, Bess. No, really. You're just saying that because you're afraid I'll bail and you'll wind up having to paint this dump all by yourself. George, I kid you not. You should seriously think about doing some major highlights in that color.
What color is it?
Adobe beige.
Nice try, Bess.
What's going on, Nan?
Our hostess has disappeared.
What do you mean, disappeared?
I mean, the train went into a tunnel, everything went dark, and when the train came out of the tunnel, no Lori. She just disappeared.
Publicity stunt.
My thoughts exactly.
Remember the time she was allegedly kidnapped from her Vegas hotel room? Yeah, the guy across the hall just happened to have a camera and got it all on tape. It made the evening news in practically every city in the country. And then there was her daring escape the next morning. Only it turns out she faked the whole thing. Of course, she claims her ex-boyfriend faked it to get back at her. She thought she was really being kidnapped. Like anybody believes that.
Sounds to me like somebody has been spending a lot of time reading the tabloids.
George has. Very funny. So what else is going on?
Before she disappeared, Lori told us that the purpose of this train trip is to find out what happened to Jake Hurley, the train's original owner.
Was he murdered or something?
No one knows. He was married to a woman named Camille, but she died, and he eventually vanished while mining for gold. His train was found abandoned in Blue Moon Canyon, Nevada, with no one on board but his dead engineer.
Whoa, spooky. Have any theories?
Not yet, but the train is also rumored to be haunted by his dead wife.
So first Hurley's wife dies, then Hurley vanishes, then the engineer dies, then Lori vanishes. A pattern, maybe? Bess, do us all a favor and leave the detective work to Nancy, okay?
Has either of you been to Copper Gorge, Colorado?
Never heard of the place. Why?
Well, that's where the train I'm on is headed. Apparently Jake Hurley buried his wife Camille there after she died on the train.
She died on the train? Ew, creepy.
John Gray has set up a bunch of equipment in Camille's train car in hopes of documenting distortions in the electromagnetic field caused by her residual energy.
Say what? He's looking for Camille's ghost. Don't you ever watch him on TV? Just because I watch him doesn't mean I understand him.
I better go.
Okay. Well, George, back to work.
Ah, Bess and George. Such characters. Alright, next train car. Looks like we got the entrance right here.
Hey, Nancy, right?
Hi.
That's right, Nancy Drew.
Amateur detective, huh? Ever thought about becoming a real detective? You know, like me?
Well, I don't know. Do you like what you do?
I love it. You, heard about those bank robberies I solved, right?
Tell me about them.
Baffling case. Two-man team at 17 banks in 3 states in 5 days. FBI had no idea who the perps were. But after forcing their vehicle to a stop, confronting them, despite the fact that they were armed and giving chase, I single-handedly made the collar.
I heard all they had was a plastic knife from a carry-out chicken place.
You heard wrong. You see, Nancy, when somebody does something really remarkable in this country, the first thing everybody else does is try to tear them down. Reporters, late-night comedians, even some of my fellow officers, all have been spreading vicious lies about me. Why? Because they've never done anything remarkable in their sorry little lives, and they're jealous. Anyway, you should look around in here. Lots of interesting stuff. This was Jake's private car, you know.
I understand that you found something on the floor in the dining car.
Yeah, at first I thought it was an old coin, but it turned out to be some kind of slug.
Where do you think it came from?
Probably been lying there for 100 years. May have served a purpose back then, but now, worthless.
May I see it?
Sure, in fact, here, keep it. Wear it around your neck or something. That way, when people ask you where you got it, you can tell them Tino Balducci gave it to you. The Tino Balducci.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you.
What else can I do for you?
Have you had a chance to talk to Charlena Purcell?
Now, why would I want to do a thing like that?
What about John Gray?
The ghost guy? Total quack. Only reason I talked to him would be to arrest him for fraud.
So, what do you think happened to Lori?
She could have been kidnapped, she could have been tossed off the train, she could be hiding from us. But I obviously won't know which until I've gathered all the facts.
So, you're gathering facts?
Of course, it may not look it because that's my style. I'm a low-key kind of guy. But hey, don't worry. I'll know the facts when I know the facts. The truth can't be rushed, you know.
Hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Not a problem.
Interesting fellow, that Tino Balducci. Alright, well I think I'm going to leave this part here, and I will see you in the next part. Thanks for watching, fellow detectives. See you soon.